Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pitch Perfect live from Zurich, Switzerland. I'm Ayisha Gulati and I'm joined by Jamie Spangher, and we are bringing you the best of the Euros. So yesterday we saw Group A start, so we'll be reviewing that. We'll also be previewing day 2 today, Group B, with all these nations in action. Should be some really exciting stuff. We'll also give you a bit of an England update and lots more. Before we get going, we have our wonderful quiz, which is just up here. If you scan that QR code, you can also find the link in the description on YouTube or on wherever you get your podcasts. But we'd love for you to get involved with that quiz. There's going to be a leaderboard going throughout the tournament. There's going to be some prizes to give away at the end. So please get involved, share it. We want to get you all doing the questions. And if you did partake, if you have taken part in the last couple of quizzes, let us know how you're getting on in the comments. As always, we want to hear from you throughout the show. Get your questions in, get your comments in. And we also have a poll on YouTube. Who is going to win Group B? Is it going to be Spain, Portugal? Oh, my flags are falling. Belgium or Italy? Let us know. We want to hear from you. Well, Jamie, there's only one place to start, really, isn't there? The host nation in action yesterday in Basel. We were there. These are falling. I'm just going to pop.
It's a bad omen for Italy and Belgium.
Yeah, we'll sort those out.
Past
it. Who caught your eye yesterday? It was a match full of absolute drama. It ended 2-1 to Norway. We had a missed penalty. Mm-hmm. We had an own goal. We had a penalty that was then disallowed. It was a crazy game. And the Swiss fans were on absolute fire.
It was unbelievable. You felt the atmosphere before you even got to the stadium. There were Swiss shirts all over Basel, all over Zurich, traveling to Basel. So it was an absolute honor to be there with the Swiss fans. But like you said, we got into that stadium and the atmosphere was electric and the players capitalized on it, right? The first 45 minutes, Switzerland were on fire. The drama piled on. That goal was so well deserved and it just felt like it really wrote the story for the entire 90 minutes.
No, for sure. And I think we have to give a shout out to those Swiss fans. We spoke to a few of them before the game, and that content will be coming to you in the next few days or on our YouTube channel, Haters TV. It was brilliant to talk to them. They were telling us what it means for them to be having the tournament in their country. We spoke to that wonderful girl in that amazing Switzerland wig.
Yeah.
And she was like quite overwhelmed with emotion about what it meant to her. She said even when the bid came in, we were just praying and hoping that it would happen. And then when it did, she just couldn't believe it. She's like, it's starting in an hour. And it was so lovely to see that. And that really echoed throughout the stadium, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. The entire 90 minutes, they did not stop making noise for their nation. They were backing it. And that's what football's about. It's what major tournaments about. There is nothing more special than watching a host nation at their major tournament. And for Switzerland, we've spoken about it this whole show. It's a country that love football, but they don't have the investment that other European countries do. So that young fan that we met, she was just absolutely ecstatic. And I was so happy for them to just have that moment, hear the anthem sing. It was beautiful and good on those fans because they showed up in numbers and I expect them to for the rest of the group stages.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Leah Volti as well, there's been a lot of chat about her, big name. And we met a family friend of hers yesterday when we were interviewing the fans. That was fun. He was super excited, and shout out to him. He said he watches Haters TV as well, so love that. But yeah, he was just saying how much she means to the country. We were like, oh, why is she so important? Oh, what do you mean? She's a European champion. She's won the Champions League. Of course she's like important. It's like, yeah, of course. And it was really lovely to see her lead the side out because it was a bit touch and go on that injury, but you could just see in her face what that meant to her.
100%. It felt like for the last 2-3 years, and especially the last 12 months, knowing that Switzerland were hosting the Euros, it was always touch and go with Leah Volti, right? WSL fans will know that she's really had a bad luck with injuries. That knee keeps bothering her. And it really felt like she just showed the character of the nation, especially last night, because she had some tears in her eyes when she was singing the anthem with the Swiss fans. But she must have been in pain. And then we saw she got her hamstring heavily strapped, kept playing. And it's not like she was taking up space. She was performing. So for her to be able to captain her nation at a host tournament is just so special.
Yeah, it's what dreams are made of, really.
Exactly right.
Yeah, good for her. Really delighted for her. I guess we're kind of talking as if Switzerland won.
Yes.
I know they didn't. But I think there will feel like some small wins in there and a lot of signs of promise, right? They came out the blocks absolutely firing.
Certainly. I think that there was so much promise in that opening 45 minutes. You had they're a young and dynamic team. And I think you kind of saw in the first 30 minutes, their aggressive press is really breaking down Norway. Norway had the smarts to kind of just let them tire themselves out. And I think that that's something that Switzerland can learn from. I don't think it will hinder them in the Finland and Iceland games because they can learn from that. And it's safe to say, with all respect to Finland and Iceland, the press and the quality of player isn't as high as Norway. So they can come out with that aggressive press. So there's positives. And I don't think that Pia Sundgate needs to make a lot of changes in her game plan because I think it worked. It was more just, can we outrun this team that are just fitness monsters, really?
Yes. Well, we actually caught up with some of the players in the mix zone following the match yesterday in Basel. And one of those players was Nadine Riesen, who was the player to score Switzerland's first goal of the campaign. So super exciting moment for her. And she spoke just about those emotions. What's it like having someone like Leah as your captain and coming out under her?
Well, I think Leah is a captain in person. Like, we really appreciate her so much. She really gives the calmness on the field. She pushes us so much. So I think it's so happy that we had her on the pitch, and it's also so good to see her playing.
And talk me through that goal celebration, because it was like all coming together and it felt really like it was a real moment.
Yeah, I think we really came together as a team, even more in the European, like in the preparations. And of course, this is not a moment just for the players on the field, because we trained so hard, every players who even are injured and can't even be here, we would love to celebrate with them too. So like, it's also appreciation for them, like what they did for us and how we came together as a team, and so we want to celebrate also.
And such a full stadium today. How incredible is that, the support, but also just how far women's football has come in this country?
Well, it's amazing. It's can't even have words for that. Like, when you step out to this pitch and see everyone is rooting, everyone is cheering, and yeah, we will love that, and hopefully all in the other games for sure, and hopefully on our games as well. Yes.
Yes, Nadine Riesen talking there, really emotional. You could tell how much it meant to her, and it's nice that she was picking out the positives. That's a much longer interview that we will drop on YouTube later today. But it was really nice, and to hear her speak about Leah Volti like that, and you can tell it's more than just the result here, right?
Certainly. And like I said before, there's so many positives that this team can make out of it. Nadine Riesen as well, she was phenomenal on the occasion, right? She's really a pressing wing back. And I think that's exactly the game plan that Switzerland needs to play. And they want to play it. I just hope that they persevere. I hope that they don't let this result deter them. And listening to what the players said after the game, I don't think it will. I think they'll keep playing their brand.
It was genuinely unlucky, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
You know, it was a bit sloppy on that first goal. When Ada Hegerberg was just wanting the ball more, went and got exactly that header in. But then a really unlucky penalty, a handball that we didn't even spot in real time. We were sort of like, what's happened? What's happened? Had to watch the replay to see that. So yeah, it was tough. But anyway, credit where credit's due.
Yes, exactly.
We shall speak a bit about Norway now, because they're a team that you've sort of mentioned before, chronic underperformers in these tournaments. And it kind of looked like the same old story as they came out the blocks in that first half. We were just saying, this is just absolute fans. And what's happening? Like, what's happened to them? And yeah, so what do you think is what do they need to do more of?
Yeah, so we saw Norway come out of the box. They look so slow and sluggish in the opening 45 minutes. And again, it's hard to test whether this was a part of the game plan or not, right? Because maybe Norway wanted to sit back and tire Switzerland, but it just looked like the forwards didn't even want to know about it. And usually when we see a team sit back, it means the whole 11 sit back, they measure up the opponent. Whereas Norway, their front three of Guro Reiten, Ada Hegerberg, Caroline Graham Hansen, Frida Mornum, they weren't even in the conversation and allowed the midfield just absolutely no chance to do anything with it. And what we saw in the second half was a complete change of that, right? Yeah. The forwards started acting more like wing backs. They pushed back a lot. They overloaded the Swiss. So they had to run more. They had to defend more. So for Norway, it was a great tactical change by Gemma Granger at halftime. That was one in the dugout, and I think that they should be really proud of themselves. But also the talent that they've got coming off the bench certainly does help.
It was really funny speaking to some of the Norway players at the end of the match, and we sort of said, like, what did your manager say? she was not happy. They were like,
I wouldn't be
they
either.
were like, we can't really repeat what she said. She was not happy. It's like, okay.
I get the gist.
Yeah,
I get the gist.
and understandably so, because it was poor, and it was just like, where is this team who are meant to be so good? And yeah, they did bring it back. So credit to Norway. And again, we caught up with some of the Norway players in the mix zone, and one of those players was Arsenal star Frida Marnum, and here's what she had to say.
And also, just last one for me, the atmosphere was insane, but you're probably used to it. Did that help going into this game?
Yeah, definitely. I said that the other day as well. It's crazy how you can get used to having, for me now at Emirates, 60,000, which is amazing, and something you wouldn't be able to say 2 years ago. So I think obviously that's being a habit now, but obviously for a lot of the girls it's not. You play in front of 1,000, 2,000 fans in Norway in the Norwegian league, and to play in front of 34,000 is crazy and it's very different, but I think we solved it in a good way.
What was it like for you facing Lia Volti, who's so loved here, your teammate at Arsenal, of course?
Yeah, definitely. You can feel the love for the whole team, I would say, in Switzerland. It was a great support in the stadium, which is a really nice occasion to be a part of. Also to be able to play the opening game in front of 34,000, it's just amazing.
Is it all Adam? Hello. Okay, and we've got a comment in from Adam.
Yeah, so Adam has made a very good point here, saying it's a big win for Norway, underwhelming at a major tournament once again, got lucky to get the 3 points. If nothing changes, they'll fall short yet again. Look, I think there was a lot of luck, like you mentioned, so they'll need to come out of the box firing for these last 2 fixtures.
Yes, well, we'll have to watch this space. There's still so much more action to come in Group A. I think it's going to be a really exciting group.
Yeah, certainly.
I think that actually leads us on to talking about Iceland versus Finland and the other 2 teams that took part in Group A. And it feels like 2 of your predictions here, Jamie. I don't want to sort of shine a light on them, but you said that Norway were going to underperform, but they've won. You said that Iceland are going to be your dark horses. They lost.
I just want to bring up the fact that both your predictions yesterday also wrong.
Also wrong. Yeah, actually, let's just do a reminder on that. Norway, Switzerland, of course, ended 2-1. I predicted it 2-1 the other way, so that's a L for me. And Jamie, you predicted a 1-1 draw, also
Another
an L for you. So not so good there. Iceland, Finland ended Finland 1, Iceland 0. I predicted a 1-1 draw, and you predicted a 2-0 Iceland win. So
not good.
Not ideal, but yeah, let us know your predictions for tonight's matches as well. And we will be making some predictions a bit later on. We'll see if we do any better this time. But yeah, Iceland, Finland. I guess what can we take from that game? Because Finland were not the team that people thought would win that game. There was an Iceland red card. Can't have helped the cause. What were your main takeaways?
Yeah, it was a game full of drama. We talk about what happened in Basel. What happened in that game was just absolutely dramatic. Hilda Antonsdottir got a second yellow card, got sent off in about the 58th minute for a really, really silly challenge on Evelina Summanen. Studs up on the ankle. When you're on a yellow card in a major tournament, you can't be entering challenges like that. So that derails an Icelandic team because they had the momentum. They had a really good opportunity moments before that was a massive block on the line. So that obviously is going to shake up a team. It's also just a player less. And then the goal from Switzerland is just absolutely amazing from Kostela. She dribbles it, hits it top bins from like the back of the box, and it's just the banger. The first goal of the tournament to be one like that is so special. So for Finland, it was about capitalizing on chances, and they did exactly that. And that's what was in the narrative for them this tournament and in the group stages. They needed to take their chances. But for Iceland, it's hard because now Antonsdottir is missing for the next game, and now they're playing a one short and a key player. It's just a silly mistake that you can't be making.
Yes, for sure. And I guess the next question is around the group itself and who can escape it now. We've got Finland and Norway, who've, of course, won their first fixtures. Does that mean it's curtains for Switzerland? What are your thoughts?
I don't think it's curtains for Switzerland. I think they showed enough heart and passion yesterday in the fact that they have the ability and they have the playing style to get out of this group. I think getting Norway done out the way early and only losing by a goal is actually quite helpful for them because they come into this game, they play Finland and Iceland, they know how to capitalize on them. They play Iceland next, who are also winless, and they've got a key player down on a red card. So if they need to win that game, obviously, but also for their confidence, because Finland are an opponent that they can dislodge. We saw that last night. So I think Finland and Iceland are in a tricky situation because they both have to play Norway again. Norway, I think that they'll get the job done. They needed to shake off the demons. It's always the first game of the group stage for them at major tournaments. Like, they lost to New Zealand at the World Cup. They needed to get this game done, and then they'll carry that momentum. But for me, Switzerland, I think that they can do it.
Even without Leah Volti, because it feels like she went into it already harbouring an injury. Then we saw her in about the 70th minute getting strapping on both her legs. Whatever that was, we're not really sure. We didn't see her then in the mix zone. So it could be the case that they don't play with her throughout the rest of the tournament.
I'm hopeful, just given the fact that she did play 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I think a player carrying an injury, when Switzerland do have the midfield depth, she wouldn't play 90 minutes if it was that dire. However, on the flip side of that, you need your best players in your opening game of the Euros. So no one knows but the physios and who's in the Switzerland change room right now. But yeah, they need her on the pitch because she just dictates the midfield. She brings down the momentum of these highly energized youthful players, and she just kind of settles them. So they do need her to be fit. I'm a bit worried, but I'm cautiously optimistic that she'll be okay.
Okay, nice. Well, let's move on to Group B. And before we start giving our predictions or anything, I'm just going to show you some clips from Spain's training yesterday. Some promising signs there. We saw BONMATI in that clip. Also, Mariana Caldente is doing like absolute crazy training there. Like, it really, hardcore stuff. But what would it mean to Spain to have BONMATI fit and playing? It's a silly question, I know.
It's always, we need to talk about it.
We've got to talk
it's
about
Ayisha
it.
BONMATI, right? 2 Ballon d'Ors in a row. They need her in the team. I guess that it's a very rare situation with Spain, right? Because of the plethora of talent they've got on the bench. They have the ability to rotate her. They do have the players. Someone like Vicky Lopez, who's a very young Barcelona player, has the world stage experience in order to fill her shoes. So for Spain, they obviously want Ayisha BONMATI in the team because she's a level raiser. She's the best player in the world without a doubt. However, I think that they can do without her, right?
Yeah.
We know how good Spain are, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, of course, she had that meningitis last week, for those who don't know. So it would be incredible if she was actually able to play today.
Superhuman
nothing
stuff.
about her impresses me anymore, because I'm just like, wow,
Genuinely.
she is a superhuman. But yes, we shall see about that. Now, Spain, Portugal, how's that one going to go, Jamie?
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for Portugal. The biggest question is Kika Nazareth going to be fit, right?
Yeah.
The Barcelona star, because she just raises the level of this team. And if she's not there, they're left with a really big question. We saw them play England at Wembley Stadium and get absolutely dismantled 6-0. They lost by a whopping margin to Spain as well recently in the Nations League.
Yeah.
So they've faced Spain before without Kika Nazareth. If they don't have a forward threat like her, it's a very, very dire situation. I hope that Jessica Silva, and she plays for Gotham FC in the NWSL, for anyone that doesn't know, she needs to fill the shoes. She needs to step up. She's a 30-year-old experienced player in that Portuguese squad. But for me, it's Spain's stage. It's always going to be in this group stage.
No, for sure. And I think still most people you ask who are the favourites, they're going to say Spain.
Yeah.
So you've got to predict Spain on that one. Well, I'm going to predict Spain on that
Me
one.
too.
Well, what's your score prediction going to be for that one?
I'm going to go 3-0 to Spain.
I was actually going to say 3-0.
Stop it.
But I feel like we should have a different prediction.
Go on.
So I will say that Portugal will score, and I'll go for 3-1.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's an exciting game. I'm a fan
yeah,
of that.
hopefully a goal fest.
Another great point, like just echoing what I just said, Adam Salter just says Portugal's Euros rests on how match fit Nazareth is. That's very true. They need her in that team.
For sure. And Italy, Belgium. Talk to me about that. You're in your Italy shirt. We haven't actually acknowledged. Yeah, Spain, Italy. There's not necessarily our allegiances, just, Got to rep the shirt.
Exactly right. To be fair, I do have a bit of Italian allegiance. 3 of my grandparents are
Yes, you
immigrants. So I'm
do.
going to say that I'm claiming Italy for the most part of this tournament. I do love reporting on England as well. So both of them at the same time.
So what can we expect from Italy
We can
then?
expect some exciting things. They've been really, really strong recently. I'm excited for them in this group stage. As I've mentioned a couple times, they've played Spain twice over 18 months. They've beaten them once and drawn to them the other occasion. So for Italy, this is a very exciting team with a lot of forward talent. Cristiana Girelli, who's their center striker, she's incredible. She's banging in the goals. She is absolutely lighting up the stage. So for Italy, they need to come out of the gates very strong. They've, again, I said this earlier in the previews when we're speaking about Group A, all of these sides have faced each other in the Nations League other than Italy. So they do have this area of mystery because you can watch games and you can analyze them, but you can't analyze a team that you're not playing against. So for me, I think Italy have that. Belgium, however, they're very, very strong defensively. They've got that aerial threat, so they can pose a big issue to Italy. So I think it'll be an interesting game.
Okay, interesting game with
Interesting
what
game.
scoreline?
You go first.
Oh, okay.
I'm throwing you on
No,
under the bus.
that's fine. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, actually. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll go 2-1 Italy.
Okay, nice. Well, you'll have to come back
Heard it here first.
tomorrow and figure out who got it right. Probably neither of us, based on yesterday's track record. But there we go. Well, we are now going to do our sticker book section. Yay!
Come on.
So for those of you who haven't watched the last couple of episodes, we want to give a shout out to Tops. We have this wonderful sticker book that we are trying to complete. We have a whole abundance of stickers, but nowhere near enough to complete them. We are going to be opening a pack every day, filling in as much as we possibly can. And then our online swap shop, gotswaps.club. Go and sign up, get involved in our amazing Pitch Perfect community so we can swap our spares, complete each other's books, and everyone's happy.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone finishes the Euros happy and with a full heart and a full sticker book.
Right. Moment of truth.
You go first this time,
Okay.
Jamie, because I went first yesterday.
I want this one.
Oh,
I'm doing a little swapsy.
okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Here, let's have it. Oh, wow. You'd think it wasn't that hard to open a sticker pack. Okay, Finland,
Oh,
winners of Group A so far. Sani Franzi from Finland.
yeah, nice.
We've got the Netherlands badge.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that's a nice shiny one,
It is
that.
a nice shiny one. We've got Kenza Dali from France, who's actually not playing for France in this tournament. So that's a bit of an awkward one. However, a great get.
A great get.
Lena Oberdorf, another player that's not playing in the tournament.
You chose that pack,
However,
Jamie.
this is due to injury, so we wish her well. Another player that's not playing in the tournament, Zachira Musovic.
Zachira Musovic.
We do already have her, but that's very exciting reasons why she's not playing.
Yes.
And then Poland player, debutantes, we'll be previewing them tomorrow. Sylvia Matic. So that's an all right pack, but a lot of players that maybe aren't actually featuring.
Yes. Well, still need them for the sticker book.
That's very true. That's
Still
very
need them
true.
for the sticker book. And yeah, as you mentioned there, Zachira Musovic, who is pregnant at the moment, she is already in our sticker book. So we
Yeah.
have another spare. At
There
least
we
one
go.
more. We'll need to double check the others. Amazing. Do you want to take the mic?
Yes, go on.
Fabulous. Okay, we have Wales captain Anna James.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah,
get.
it's a good get. Home nations, Group D. Okay. Karina Savic from Norway.
Nice.
Cassandra Misipo from Belgium. Oh, it's a good one.
Here we go.
It's only Lucy Bronze.
Nice.
Fourth time. Oh, it gets better. I've
Oh,
just
no.
looked at the next one.
Does it actually get better?
It gets better. I've got a shiny Aitana BONMATI.
That might be the best card in the pack.
in the whole sticker book. And to open that one wearing my Spain shirt.
That's a moment. That is a moment.
And I am absolutely delighted. I feel bad I didn't linger enough on Lucy Bronze. I'm also very excited to have Lucy Bronze.
We'll
but
talk about her later in the week.
Shiny Aitana BONMATI is that's the GOAT card. And I also have another good card. I have the Zurich Stadium, which we will be at on Saturday to watch our beloved Lionesses in action against France for the first time. Wow.
Okay, so I picked
You
the wrong
picked the
pack.
wrong pack.
You know what? I let you have the moment. You know, this is important to share the love. I feel like I did very well yesterday with my stickers.
That is a pack and a half. I'm delighted with that. As mentioned, please do get on gotswaps.club We want to trade with you. We want to complete our sticker book. And yeah, that's the best way to do it. If you have any questions, message us on Instagram, HatersWTV, and we can help you get set up on there. Well, the other thing we did yesterday, as well as attend that exciting firecracker of a match in Basel, was go to watch England train for the first time. And that that training session came just after the news of Chloe Kelly. And for those of you who haven't seen, she has signed a permanent contract with Arsenal. She spent the back end of last season with Arsenal on loan from Man City. It was no surprise that she wasn't particularly happy at Man City. She had made various comments herself on that, was saying how much she loved Arsenal after the Champions League win, just talking about how much she loved the club. So it probably won't come as a surprise, but it's nice to sort of have it in paper, can actually talk about it, and for her to go into this Euros with that sort of all sorted and just focusing on the tournament. What do you make of the news?
I'm so excited for her as a player. I'm excited for the Arsenal Football Club. I think it's a match made in heaven, right? She used to be an Arsenal Academy player coming up the ranks, and it just feels like one of those romantic stories that we see so often in football. And it was such a lovely interview that you did after the Champions League final, and she spoke very emotionally about how it means so much, and she's so thankful for the club, right? She didn't want to play football anymore. She was at a period where she didn't want to keep going with her career. So it's so special for her, and I'm so excited. And like you mentioned, heading into this Euros, knowing where your future is. We saw that at the World Cup. Serena Wiegman told Alessia Russo, you need to sort out your club future before we go to Australia. She did that, and it let her play with a clear mind. So for Chloe Kelly, it's brilliant. For Arsenal, it's brilliant. And for England, it's brilliant.
Yes, well, talking of England, we have a bit of footage from yesterday's training. As a reminder, you can catch it in full on Haters TV YouTube channel, but here's a little snippet in case you missed it. Chloe Kelly in training there, smile on her face, and you could see her with some of the other Arsenal girls there, Lotte Wubben-Moy, Alessia Russo. Yeah, she's going to be really excited about that. And I think that just about brings us to the end of the show. We've got obviously more England stuff happening tomorrow with match day -1, which is very exciting. We're going to be having these two matches to look forward to. I cannot wait to see this group in action and see our world champion Spain at the Euros for the first time. That's going to be super exciting. I need your highlight from yesterday before we go.
I'm just going to say, speaking to the Swiss fans outside St. Jakob Park in Basel, hearing what it means to them to host a major tournament and just the buzz, the excitement and the love, I thought that was just exactly what football's about.
Yeah, Jamie was doing a piece to camera and we were filming it, and
that was definitely the best bit.
Amazing this guy, this Swiss fan, just came up with this crate of beers and just like I don't even know if he realized we were filming, but he just starts waving this can at Jamie like, do you want a beer? Do you want a beer? And we're like, oh, just give me 1
second. Oh, what a legend.
But
honestly.
Yeah, all the Swiss fans are really lovely. Well, I guess mine is not too dissimilar, but mine is more about just that atmosphere in the stadium, that buzz when that national anthem came on. It was really chills. It was real chills. And really hope that Switzerland can push on and get out of their group this tournament.
Yep, certainly. That's everyone's hopes, isn't it? Switzerland out the group. Let's do it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today live. If you joined live, reminder that this is also available on YouTube after it's gone live, and it will also become available on podcast platforms later on today. Please do share it with everyone you know, anyone who might enjoy it. Keep getting involved in the conversation. We'll be back daily for the show. And reminder to do that quiz, the QR code up here. Also, the link is in the description. Reminder to swap your Tops cards with us at GotSwaps.club. And a reminder to just follow us on all social media and YouTube and everywhere. Yeah, we love getting in touch with you guys and hearing from you. So yeah, please do keep that coming. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again tomorrow.